Venice is one of the most peculiar and magical cities in the world. With its beautiful architecture, landscape, and the famous canals, it is a place every person should see. Venice is situated in northeast Italy as a group of 118 small islands separated by canals and linked by bridges. It is located in the Venetian lagoon, which stretches along the shoreline between the mouths of the Po and Piave rivers. Venice was an important trading center. It was very powerful in the 14th and 15th centuries due to its trading connections to both the Western and the Islamic worlds. During the Napoleonic era, Venice became French and later Austrian. It was when the city lost its power and splendor. In 1846, Venice became linked to the mainland by a railway for the first time, and tourists started visiting the city. In 1860, Venice became a part of the newly formed Kingdom of Italy and is still a part of Italy today. Its unique architecture and canals create an amazing atmosphere, but its population decreases and floods threaten the city. Some of Venice's citizens became very well known and a part of our popular culture today. The brightest example is, of course, Giacomo Casanova, a famous womanizer, gambler, charmer, and the person who managed to escape the Venetian prison. Veronica Franco is another famous Venetian citizen. She was a courtesan and a poet, highly respected in the Venetian society. Her clients were among the highest nobility. Franco's life was the subject of the movie Dangerous Beauty. Walking around without any specific purpose is the first thing visitors should do. The narrow streets, the canals, the small shops, and the bridges create a beautiful labyrinth. The most famous place in Venice is, of course, the San Marco Square, then the San Marco Basilica, and the Palace of the Doge. It is said that Napoleon called San Marco the drawing room of Europe. Nowadays, you could see many pigeons around. The tourists love feeding the birds and taking pictures with them. The Doge were the governors of the city. On Ascension Day, the Doge and the city's most important members got on a boat and sailed out to the Adriatic, to the Lido port. Here the Doge threw a ring symbolizing union between Venice and water into the sea and pronounced the solemn formula, "We wed you, O sea, in the sign of true eternal dominion." Just opposite the basilica there is an amazing 99-meter high tower called San Marco Campanile. The tower collapsed in 1902 and was rebuilt 10 years later exactly as it was. The clock tower on the other side of the basilica is another essential building in Venice. It is beautifully decorated. The clock, alternatively known as San Marco's clock tower or the Moor's clock tower, displays the time of the day, the dominant sign of zodiac, and the current phase of the moon. The oldest and most famous bridge is Rialto. At the beginning, Rialto was made of wood. It later collapsed and was rebuilt. This structure had two inclined ramps meeting at a movable central station that could be raised to allow the passage of tall ships. The connection with the market eventually led to a change of name for the bridge. During the first half of the 15th century, 2 rows of shops were built along the sides of the bridge. The rents brought an income to the state treasury, which helped maintain the bridge. The only possible means of transportation are the boats. There are water buses, water taxis, and gondolas. The gondolas are part of the magic of the city, but the price for 40 minutes is about 80 euros. The water taxi and bus are much more affordable. Every tourist should enter a mask shop. The Venetian masks are pieces of art and an important part of the city's cultural legacy. The colorful glass is a trademark of the city as well. The glass is made on the nearby islands of Murano and Burano. The Venetian ice cream is one of the best. The most famous place to try local ice cream is the Boutique de Gelato, where homemade ice cream is being offered to the customers. The tradition of the Venetian Carnival started in 1162, when Venice, being a small but a strong republic, defeated Ulrico, Patriarch of Aquileia, and began a tradition of slaughtering a bull and 12 pigs in Piazza San Marco to commemorate the victory. The celebration gradually grew, and from 1268 dates the first document mentioning the use of masks. The masks would hide the true identity of their owner, as well as their social position. That is why the carnival was a time of promiscuous activities. The famous Venetian masks were made by artisans. Those artisans were highly regarded in the past. The material traditionally used for the mask is papier-mâché, a specific type of very thick paper. After the mask is created and the eyes are cut, it has to be decorated. The masks are usually painted with acrylic paint. The most luxurious ones are also decorated with silk, gold or silver leaf, crystals, and so on. While walking around Venice, the visitors of the city could see a large variety of masks. There are specific shops where the masks are a true piece of art. Their price could reach up to 300 euros. There are also smaller shops where the tourists could buy plastic Chinese-made masks for 3 or 4 euros. There are several types of Venetian masks. The most famous one is Bauta. This mask covers the entire face and could be worn by both women and men. There is also Colombina, a mask which covers only the eyes. A third type of mask is the Arlecchino. The most peculiar is probably the Commedia dell'arte mask, which consists of part covering the face and a large nose. The Venetian Carnival is one of the most interesting events in Europe. It has proven to be a large attraction to both the tourists and the locals. The carnival is held at the end of January and the beginning of February. The event in 2013 started on the 27th of January with the Festa sull'Acqua or the Water Parade. Dozens of boats pass the entire Canale Grande starting from Piazza San Marco. The parade consisted of beautifully dressed people on the boat smiling and waving at the audience.
Resisterà perché uscirà fuori, lei con i suoi seguaci, le ultime, coloro che daranno continuità alla nostra resistenza di veneziani, le pantegane. Dal ponte dei Tre Archi prenderà il volo e quest'anno, udite, udite, partorirà, libereremo 100 pantegane!
E sta proprio passando in questo momento la Carolina che ha come polena decorata con proprio la pantegana. La nostra amica pantegana che per 365 giorni all'anno segue la vita dei veneziani, ne fa assolutamente tante integrate. Con la Carolina Barro.
After the boats reached the end of Canale Grande, the tourists could enjoy free food, drinks and sweets. The local restaurant had gathered in order to surprise the guests of the city. The beautiful weather, the music, the costumes, and the nice food created an amazing atmosphere in the center of Venice. The days following the opening of the carnival were marked by private parties organized by the local community. The most interesting time of the carnival is in February. Daily contests for most beautiful costumes and masks, as well as street performances, entertained the visitors of the city.
La presenza di piccoli della nostra amica Gloria Rogliani con la sua associazione polisportiva veneziana che sono qui a fare festa insieme a noi. Passa adesso l'anitra. Mi dicono l'astice, mi dicono anima con l'arancio, astice, doveva essere con il giallo, hanno cambiato. Allora abbiamo invece l'astice, perfettamente riconoscibile tranne per chi è qui sopra il tavolo, l'astice con la cabina arancia.